and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809-030-6416. It's still the sunny side, right here on the number one station for Talk 90.3 Nigeria Info FM. It's a new year, and I look forward to hearing fresh voices. I love it when you listen, like I always say, but it is far more interesting when you are a part of a conversation by either calling in or sending us your message, and I will gladly read it in course of the conversation. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome. Turn off your radio set, please.
My sister.
Yes,
Hello?
my brother.
Good afternoon, my sister.
Good afternoon.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Okay, I'm Mr. Vincent Muzi.
Mr. Vincent, you're welcome.
Yeah, the issue on ground. It's not like what it's playing out now. Imagine the Minister for Humanitarian and whatever they call her. Look at the problem she is into now. Not even up to 1 year in the office. Well, let us still say that it is alleged. But I know too well that there's no fire, no smoke without fire. And that is why I continue to tell these politicians who think that whenever they are in power, they are all are all. And the only agency, one of the agencies created by government that I like most is the EFCC. My sister, if you see the way they handle these big men when they are in their nets. So I think it is good for one to be trustworthy. Because you not being a trusted somebody can deny you a lot of things. So it is very good for one to be trustworthy so that people can depend on you at all the time. So the EFCC inviting this woman, I think something they do. She should go and face whatever thing there.
Okay, but the question I'm asking, beyond better, Edu, how can those in authority or leadership positions build trust and credibility?
Hello?
Can you hear me? I said beyond the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, how can other people in authority build trust and credibility?
Well, it's for them now. They have all it takes to make sure that people really trust them, people depend on them. But due to greediness and all the rest of things, I don't think they can adhere to such an instruction. They continue to do what they have been doing, but they always find their way out. But my concern is, whoever that is found in the net of the EFCC should be grilled and dealt with. So
okay.
That way.
Thank you so much. Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome. Hello?
Good afternoon, Didi.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. My name is Pes. I am calling you from Oyibo.
There is I. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, having trust on ourselves and our political domain, having trust on themselves also, if I should tell you that what is happening now, Betta is not involved in what is happening to her. It's just like Onugen. When Buhari was about coming into power, they knew it very well that Onugen.
Hold on, Perez. Pause. I know how it is very possible for us to get carried away. Sometimes I'm struggling on whether or not to use certain examples because you all will rush to the examples and leave the conversation on the knee. See, we are not EFCC. She's still under investigation as we speak. As to whether or not the accusations or allegations are true, we do not know for now. But let us focus on overall people in authority and leadership positions. How can they build trust and credibility?
All right.
Yes.
Now,
so the next caller doesn't come and do the same thing. Go ahead.
The problem we are having in these political affairs is that when you are nominated or elected into a position, behold, you have Godfather. And the something that they are Godfather. And it will make you, as the person that is there, to be able to perform. And that is what is happening even in our local government. Because if you go to so many local governments, we have chairmen in the local government, we have councillors in all the West, they are not doing anything as a result of what the people that kept them there want to do. Now, Betta has been told to do something and she refused. That is why they alleged that on her, wanting to put her off because she refused to do what they want. Thank you.
Oh. Okay. Sorry. Forgive me. But I like to say this. I asked 2 questions. And in the 2 questions I asked, I didn't mention anybody's name. And I'm going to reel out the 2 questions again. Question number 1. How can those in authority or leadership positions build trust and credibility? That's question number 1. Not anybody. It could be you. It could be me. It could be someone by our side. It could be anybody at all. Okay? Now, question number 2. Do you trust yourself not to misbehave when put in a position of authority? You, not any other person. 0817 923 0002 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number once again is 0809 0306416. Nigerian for good afternoon. Nigerian for good afternoon to you.
Yeah, hi Lily. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Mufasa on the line.
Mufasa, you're welcome.
Well, quick one. Let me just, direct answer to your question. You see, the only way that our leaders can rekindle and begin to do that trust, for people to start having confidence in them, is when they are accountable and transparent. Accountability and transparency. Okay? There's a popular saying that if abomination stays too long in a society, it becomes a way of life. And unfortunately, that is the condition that we find ourselves in this country. When people don't get consequences for their actions, wrong behavior, it becomes the norm, it becomes the usual. So for me, the only way the people can, which is quite difficult because we've really gone deep in our moral decay, in our trust deficit. But there's always a starting point for us to begin to do the right thing. And that starting point is when our leaders start showing accountability and when they start showing that transparency. You made mention of a situation where, a course rep. I could remember what back days in the university. We used to have, a course rep there in one of our JS courses that we were asked to make contribution. At that stage, we're talking about course rep stage. They were unable to account for money that they collected from us. I'm talking about back in the day in the university. So for me, these things, when people see their leaders not showing that accountability, they don't see it as a norm. The SGG president, in our even family meetings, because it has become a way of life. So let us try to be accountable. When you are a leader, just try to be accountable and transparent. That's the only way people can have that trust in you.
All right.
That's my position on the matter.
Thank you so much, Mufasa. Nigerian for good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Zion from Port Harcourt, good afternoon to you.
Mr. Zion from Port Harcourt, welcome.
The Gospel Luke, chapter 16, verse 10. If you are faithful in little things, you will be faithful in large ones. But if you are dishonest in little things, even in the large ones, you will be dishonest. The truth is this. If you say, how can these leaders be faithful? The question is, were they faithful before they get into that leadership office? Because you can't give what you don't have. These guys have never been faithful from the beginning. These are people that bloat contract figures. People that will hide or hold your files and your folder. You come to their office, they'll say, we'll not see them. You know, deal with us. Go to that department. Or just give us little things. We could go find and come for you. What do you expect this guy to do when he becomes the minister? What do you expect him to do when he becomes a commissioner? most of us, the seed we are showing in the society today was what we acquire as childhood growing up. Growing up as a child, my father was a cooperative chairman. And he told me something carefully. People only trust you with their money when you trust yourself with your own money. Square. Do you know today, as we are talking, 419 are looking for people that will give their money to eat for them? And not everybody.
Oh my goodness.
Trust. You see this thing? Some of us pay the price among the ingredients. Trust was among the ingredients that brought us to where we are today. Most people who are community chairman, do you have a job? No. So why do you want to be a community chairman? Because you want to embezzle. You want to be a paramount ruler. Do you have a business? Can you run your kingdom with your own money? No. So why do you want to be a paramount ruler? Because you want to embezzle. Go to court today and see cases from paramount schools in courts. Customary court, you will see them there. Why are you in courts? Because government must bring money for them to share. So when they become the paramount ruler, do you expect these people to be faithful to you? No, man. Whenever opportunity comes, they will not give it to the community. They will share it among them.
So is there no possibility to build this trust? I imagine a situation where someone is being accused of something, and everybody working with the person is saying, no, it's not true, it's not possible. I imagine a situation where a leader is being accused of something, and people are saying, no, this man, I trust him. This man is a person of integrity. If any other person will steal, it will not be this one. It shouldn't be a case of, I took him, not them. That's what they do for you. It was too easy. My own, it's just that it was too early. But I knew it would eventually happen. Anti-graft, EFCC, investigate, it do 'em. So even when the person is indeed innocent, you don't even trust the person. Oh, there's one thing that used to happen to children back then. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. A child is known for a particular bad habit. So much so that even when the child did not do it, the child receives the punishment. And even when it comes to the open that the child was indeed innocent, hear what the parents will say, but he been there do am before. And that one, for that way you go do in advance. So you are notorious for a particular sin. People have lost trust in you. So even when you are indeed telling the truth, there's a way they put the nose and the mouth together. They call it yimu. They do, why are you deceiving? You are telling us tales by moonlight. Who are you? You are giving us bobo juice, or how they used to say it. You're telling us stories. Go and face the law. You stealer. Is it you thief, you corrupt, you this, or whatever it is. That's the same situation some people have found themselves. And it's not just in the political terrain. In every area of life, in business, in your place of work, you were told to handle something. You were just put as team lead. And as team lead, you did this, you did that. So even when you did not do it, people think you will do it. People are already anticipating that you will do it. They don't know when, but they know it will shall happen. How can those in authority rekindle or build trust and credibility is the question. Now, take this one as a personal question. Do you trust yourself not to do as others have done in time past? Not to misbehave, not to embezzle, not to steal when put in a position of authority. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. You're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, based on your question, for me, it is something. Like, for example, I promise to give Nigeria.
They said charity begins at home. But the truth remains that practicing the charity, good behavior, going out there where the society is existing may change your lifestyle because of the people around you or the society you find yourself. Because if you try to apply how you were brought up in your family or by your parents, going out there may corrupt you. And before you know it, you become something else. So in my own opinion, there is every tendency for one to be transparent, but because of the people you are dealing with, if you are applying how you are created and how you are being brought up, the people around you will still quote you wrong. They will still see you as one of the society or the societal person. They will see you as no. Instead, like the body the warrior or Isaac is going to do. I am one of the victims. Once a youth leader of my community here in Ubuntu, I practiced it, but by the grace of God, I was wisely stubborn, the elders of my community, for not raising out funds, giving it to them, without using the fund for what they asked me to do with my members. So before I could know it, they look for another group to hijack the leadership from me because I am not adhering to their own pattern of leadership of embezzling money. I don't know if you are getting me.
Yeah, I get you.
And by so doing, I was very, very happy because everybody in my community where I led the youth body sees me or saw me as somebody that is transparent. So that is the truth about it. Everybody or some persons are scared of being what they are right from their home, as what we know as charity begins at home. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much, Ezekiel from Obimini. I don't know, Chi. Sorry, I beg your pardon. I don't know, Bionyeka Casey says, good afternoon, Denise. The Holy Book stated clearly in Ecclesiastes 8 verse 11 that because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil, unquote. To summarize this, we're suffering because we don't execute those that practice evil, and when this happens, we end up celebrating those that have looted us dry instead of punishing them. For example, Anamesia was celebrated when he returned to Bayelsa, but a George was welcomed with chains of bands and traditional dances when he was released from jail. Just in your news this afternoon, Martin Samewule didn't win election. We wrote his result by Chijoke Ihunwa. Denise, believe me or not, INEC, Tinubu's government and PBC will ignore this and will not investigate it. Same way they played deaf ears over Burma Goodhead's allegation over the killers of SB Bako. But the internet will never forget. Even in the churches, this happens, and it is a more holy and organized way. And in a more holy and organized way, watch countries that execute or jail corrupt officials and see how far they develop. Second question, I would be a better person when elected as a leader because I have been faithful with the little things I trusted in my hands today. Udema Odofia says there are still trusted people in our society today. Yes. Anonymous says you can only give what you have. The way you handle a smaller office is automatically how you will handle a bigger office if you're promoted. Part of many people's problems is religion. It blocks people's brain because it's used as a substitute for character, especially in Nigeria. Last year, someone found out something I did and was shocked, and I asked, why are you shocked? How do some of you whose issues I sorted think I did it? Anyone who is surprised at the antics of Better Edu is either ignorant or unserious. Better Edu that ran the whole of Cross River State streets without fear. I laugh. If she can do that, what she did to her own people, who are the rest of you? We are treating trust as good versus bad, white versus black issue, but it's not always the case. I wear a lot of short things and I work in the media and entertainment spaces. But if you tell my in-laws that I cheated on my husband, they would tell you it's not possible, even if you saw me in a hotel. I have an innocent face. But if you tell those same in-laws that I killed somebody, they will ask you how. If your answer is that I shot someone in the face, they will believe. So when you talk about trust, what are you trusting people to do? Please don't shoot anybody. Thank you. God bless you. My name is Jack. To an extent, the stomach is key. Last night, my wife didn't... Okay. This is for the next hour, not this hour. Thank you, Jack. I'll read this message in the next hour. Soki Fubara says, I'm Soki Fubara from Port Harcourt. The building of trust and credibility in position of authority may not be as easy as we may want to talk about it. The system or office the person occupies may be sitting on a corrupt or a no-trust structure. Imagine you want to be the good guy in a bad office. It becomes hard. Most times you fight it, but the system fights you back. You may be good and willing to do the right thing, but the environment is running on the bad system. Hence, you'll be defective in portraying maximum trust. We don't collect money for XYZ services, but your system collects. You end up fighting and explaining up and explaining. Go and work in passport office and see how people give you different prices for a Nigerian passport. The system is the wahala, not necessarily the person, but in all do right, but be ready to fight and explain. Emeka Monday JP from Mahuda says, good afternoon. Honestly, better defending the trap that was set for her unknowingly. She might have been offended someone, or they don't want her in that office. But it's so unfortunate that it happened so early. Her image. Okay. Thank you. The only way to gain trust is to be trustworthy. When you say something, keep to it. When you promise something, fulfill it. When you are given something to keep, produce it without stories, and people will trust you. Ibi Fubara is my name. Good afternoon, Didi. On your topic on the discussion, those in authority can build trust and credibility in the citizenry when they are accountable and transparent. Secondly, they should be humble and not feel high up. These virtues are very difficult to uphold in present-day Nigeria, but every office holder should make deliberate effort to cultivating them. Melama from Port Harcourt. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to specifically talk on this topic. You see, the most important thing is compromise. Someone can have trust on himself and come to a certain position because of the people around him, as we have earlier said. So the trust they have in themselves, they cannot stand on it because of the people around him or her. So, and the most important thing, I'm looking at it again. If you want to stand on it, to make sure that you follow the right thing to do, you may either lose your job, or you may lose people be talking one thing or the other, and some will be threatening you to do what you, but if you stand firmly, I know God will prevail over you.
Okay.
So that is my contribution.
Stand firmly and God will prevail over you. Port Harcourt, good afternoon. Denise, integrity in public office. In Nigeria, those who get into public office are usually those who have little or no interest in the general good. Most of us, including you and I, will abuse an office that gives you unfettered access to public funds. Sycophants will be there to encourage us further. Anyone who questions your integrity will be in trouble. We all need to begin to think about how to change this space. Abokaribo, send that in. Final caller. Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon.
Welcome. Go ahead.
I am Chief Order for Rumbola.
Okay. You have 40 seconds.
How you ask somebody you trusted or how can we trust somebody on authority? We have so many examples. Like Akiyele. Akiyele was the DG of Zambia. All of us see the work she did. She was not became minister of the Republic. All of us see what she did. So if anybody that write petition against Akiyele, even they are to death, you will see how Nigerians will react. Okonjo-Iweala is there. She worked, and Nigeria saw it. I see that she's worried of trust. What
all right. I have to let you go now. Thank you so much.
Keeping up with political issues and developments around
Conversation on building trust and credibility as an authority figure. They say trust is valuable yet scarce, a scarce virtue. It affects everything, great relationships that give life significantly more purpose, and also in business. They translate to resources, advice, and stability. And trust is at the heart of these connections. Well, what if being trusted by others is one of the things you must have to go far in life and to achieve your greatest success in all areas of human endeavor? Do you have it? What if we could have more trust in people and authority and they don't eventually disappoint? In the space of 1 year, we have seen clearly how some persons in leadership positions have allegedly betrayed trust, reminding us of the prevalence of corruption in our society. Now, I ask 2 questions. How can those in authority or leadership positions build trust and credibility? And do you trust yourself not to misbehave when put in a position of authority? So I'm going to give room for 2 final calls. I read the final messages, and that will be all. Nigeria Info. Okay, so we lost that call already. This one says, trust is priceless, but poverty of the heart is the problem. Why men are not trusted. Confidence from Azuzu Eche. Her problem started in Shiloh 2023 when she gave a testimony on how she became a minister, knowing that her spiritual father didn't support her boss during the elections. What's that supposed to mean? Knowing that her spiritual father didn't support her boss during the elections. While she was chaired, I told people around that she will be botted out. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Some melody from Baraka. Okay, everybody's making this about better. Hi Denise, good afternoon. The reason for all this misdeeds is because of lawlessness, lack of accountability, and the judiciary. If he or she knows that the consequences is incarceration, they will sit up because nobody wants to be behind bars. Secondly, no fear of God. Because if Nigerians fear God, they will obey his command not to steal. Nigerian Info, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, my sister.
My brother, good afternoon.
Hello, I called back.
Okay.
To answer your second question, like myself as an individual, I don't think there's anything can make me deviate from my normal way of life. You know, they say charity begins at home. Like as I speak to you now, I've had several leadership positions in my community, Chokocho here. My name is Vincent Muzi. So I've had some leadership positions here, and since then I have not been found wanted in any way. So I don't think that's anything that can make me change my normal way of life. Is it greed or whatever? I don't think.
Okay.
So that's what I have.
Thank you so much. When you're trustworthy, it's a good thing. You're not doing it for the benefit of anybody at the end of the day. Being able to do like this, there are some things I can never do in this life, whether in a position of authority or not. I think it helps you sleep well at night. Final caller. Nigerian Info, good afternoon. Hello?
Okay.
I can hear you. Good afternoon. Talk to me.
Hello, can you hear me? Good afternoon.
I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Is this Nigeria Info?
This is Nigeria Info FM, yes.
Okay. My elder sister used to tell me that trust is like a speaker. As once it's removed, it can never speak back.
I can barely hear you. Hello?
I feel that.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Benji. My sister used to say that trust is like a speaker. It can never speak back exactly. Well, I feel that. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. So just go ahead before the network starts.
I feel that one way to maintain trust in these organizations and offices is to make integrity. Integrity is having nothing to be ashamed of. Like, when something is entrusted in your hands, you just have to do it exactly as it has been given to you. This way, trust issues are not going to exist so much in our society. Very much beyond the other person. Because whenever It is the very last drop of my blood.
Okay, thank you. The line, very terrible. Unfortunately, this is all the time we have for this conversation. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Remember, in all that you do, no one may be watching, but you owe it to yourself and to generations after you. You know how they say a good name is far better than riches. When your name is mentioned, will people that share the same name with you indeed be proud of you and what you have done in society? Think about this. The recorded program and the conversation on the way to her man's heart comes up after that. Just stay tuned.